What's up, villains? Take off your shoes, have a smoke or a drink, hear what ails you. Welcome to Villainous Cinema, the YouTube series, where you get to see all of our crazy, stupid faces all over your TV screen. As we talk about a couple of different things, but we usually do like a top tier list, but we do have some other things when Villainous Center presents them, so we're going to be coming out with a little bit later too. But just enough about that right now. Thank you guys for being here. And I also want to say thank you for Pepe from Mexico. Pepe.
Hey, buenos dias, buenas tardes, good night, everyone. How are you guys doing? Thanks for the invite. Glad to be joining these fine gentlemen.
That's fun. Yeah, he's talking more about Nikki. Also Nikki Valdez. I think you're down here. Are you down here? Or this side?
No, I'm over on the side.
Oh, you're on that side?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because like the last time it was like the Brady Bunch, and I was like pointing at this side, but it was just like going that way. I was like, "What? Who are you looking at over there?" I'm like, "Oh,
yeah."
I've never done it three people though.
Why you point, because it's set up differently from where I believe.
I don't know.
When it actually goes up is different. So anyways,
so today what we're doing is we're doing our top fives again. And top five is usually just in a certain genre, and we have to break it down to a subgenre because some of them are very broad. This one also has kind of a broad scope, and we're able to sneak in a little bit, but this one we're doing is our top five action sequels. And I was even gonna break it down even further to that and be like, oh, the 90s or the 80s or the 70s, yada. But that's, again, that's just like that's cherry picking stuff at that point. So yeah, this being our 8th episode. Is it 8th? What is it?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. 8th.
Okay. Yeah. So like might as well like just jump right into it. All right. So I guess since I'm host. Oh, I just want to let everybody know too that we are a listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. All of our YouTube subscribers, please hit that subscribe button because it really helps us out. And also helps us out with anyone that's going to help us out monetarily, and that would also be you. So you can visit us at patreon.com/villainouscinema or villainouscinema.com, where I just set up a whole new YouTube algorithm in there too. So you can actually visit that and watch all of our YouTube and listen to all of our podcasts that are streaming on Spotify, iTunes, Apple iTunes, and anywhere else that you find your favorite podcast. And now we got that out of the way, I'll start off with my 5th action sequel.
Oh shoot.
And this one was the one that first popped into my head, and I was like, let's get this one out of the way right away. Lethal Weapon 2. Because, and I say Lethal Weapon 2 because it was better than the first one.
That's what my statement was in the other episode. That's what my statement was. Okay. It's the far superior film. I mean, I think that they fixed, a couple of things. They're working on a couple of things. The buddy cop and a generally goofy plot for cops. Okay. So their simpatico, their relationship is obviously better in the second one. It's just not there like in the first one.
Yeah, and like for me, yeah,
the comedy isn't there, but the action is in the first one. Whereas, like the action kind of stays the same in the second one, but the comedy is better.
Yeah, well, that was also
better.
That was what I was gonna say too. Is that with this one, it's like the first one was like you're introduced to the characters, and then it's just like kind of like a pilot episode. And how many TV series have you seen that's like a pilot episode that's like, well, like like that's it just went downhill from there.
Yeah,
very rarely, but this one it was kind of like set up. The first one was, and then the second one they just hammered it through. Like they're like, okay, you know who the characters are, these are their characteristics, whatever. And then the reason that I picked that one too, out of like all the other action sequels, is because Lethal Weapon has been lampooned so many times, and it basically set up the entire thing. Shane Black wrote it, and he also was in The Predator. He also wrote Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He's a very big great writer. and
I
he
wouldn't go so far as to saying great,
he changed, but he changed with that movie though. With that movie, he
there's a
changed
couple of
action
things he's
movies
done that are
from that
good.
point on. It was definitely a stalwart that shifted how action movies are made. That's
No,
what
I mean, I still think that his best work by far is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. The
Oh,
rest
hell
of them
yeah.
have not hit home
Also, one of my
in
favorite
the way
Christmas
that he
movies.
wanted.
Both of those, by the way, are Christmas movies. So that's something to be said about Shane Black loving Christmas.
We're not going into what is a Christmas movie on this episode. Absolutely
No,
not.
no. I get sidetracked so easily. But all right, well,
Question to you experts. Do you believe that this second movie was the best relationship wise between the characters because of a better plot, or is it better chemistry between them?
well, I mean,
If I had
to say the best,
I don't even think the plot's that good.
no, it's not.
It kind of sucks when you think about it.
But that blonde girl though, oh man.
Like, there's just a couple of like small little nuggets of, I guess, okay. But I mean, the plot's pretty simple.
It's pretty much the same plot as the first one.
Pretty
Almost.
fucking simple.
Yeah. Except the first one didn't have the
besides
blonde,
the like
blonde
blowing
chick.
up of the fucking ass and the whole.
Oh,
like,
that was
scene,
hey, that's a classic scene, classic opening scene right there.
That almost makes the movie like worth watching the other half of it.
And like for me to say too, like about their relationships, their relationship was a lot better because it's actually established. And then in which case, I think that their relationship was the best in Lethal Weapon 4. But that's because you already know about these characters, you know their ins and outs, and you actually give a shit about them, and you see that they actually give a shit about each other. In the first one, they don't know each other at all. Second one around,
this is a real rare moment in film where the follow-up is the superior film. Like, when you think about it down the list, I mean, and it's debatable, but what can we say? Really, in sequels,
right?
There's only so many that the sequel is actually better. You may have like a Dark Knight.
Mhm.
You may have a Godfather 2. You may have a Aliens, which is debatable. I will accept that debate. Me personally, I like the original Alien best. I think that's where it like is like the far superior piece. But a lot of people like the Aliens, the follow-up, and I say that that's a really good picture also. And it's a debatable argument, okay, which one is better.
Right, about Alien. So which one?
And then
So
you
since
can
this,
look at
so
Terminator and Terminator Judgment Day.
well,
That's debatable.
what's your
which
fifth?
one is better?
What's your fifth?
Okay.
What's your fifth pick?
But these are very few that even come into the classification of being considered better than the original.
Okay, so you're saying so what you're building your criteria. So what's your fifth pick? And why'd you build your criteria on that criterion?
Fifth is really tough for me. Fifth.
I just love to watch you struggle.
Action. I know, like I'm telling you, like last night was not.
The trick is to put thought into it, but not too much thought into it.
Okay.
That's how I lose every single time. But go ahead.
Okay. Action sequel. I did a little research.
Oh, here we go. Do you want Pepe to go first?
For this fifth one, yeah, I need a little time.
Okay, yeah, you can be third. You can get the overall aggregate. You can reach home. Okay, so Pepe.
One sec.
All right. So let me go ahead with my number 5. This is a 1982 George Miller's post-apocalyptic movie called Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior that it was showcased in the US. I love this one. Even Rick and Morty did one episode that paid tribute to the humongous character in there. It had the Team Bucket head covered, and he was bulked. So it was an amazing movie. Mad Max 1 was good. Mad Max 2 came back with a lot of action-packed sequences, very good characters that I believe one of those humongous. So it's a very good movie, which it became more as a hero for the community that he found and trying to steal some of the oil. That's my number 5 pick. I love Mad Max too. That was the one of my 5th pick.
Yeah, that was that's the one where they're got all the oil in this thing, and Sharon Stone's in it, right? And she's
Yeah.
and then like I guess like the what's some names, Demolition, that WWF tag team from like the late 80s. Like they were all dressed like Lord Humongous.
Very similar
Yeah.
to the dress up.
And by the way, the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, whatever, they were the Road Warriors beforehand, but they were taking off with their shoulder pads and spikes and everything. And then Demolition like kicked it up a notch, and they're like, okay, well, we're just gonna dress like S&M characters that are in the middle of the desert, post-apocalyptic world. So, yeah, and then like all of them had face paint, but yeah, it was very. I think that was huge. And like when I mean, Beyond Thunderdome sucked, but that actually took a lot from a movie called Arena. And I was actually discussing that with my friend the other day, so I'd love to do something on that. But the Mad Max Fury Road, that a lot of people consider to be, I was reading up about it, a lot of people consider that to be a very like the better sequel. Okay. But Mad Max Fury Road was based off Road Warrior. It's not based off of Mad Max. It's not based off of Beyond Thunderdome. It's based off the better of them. So,
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I agree. Yep. I agree. So Nikki, what do you got? Oh, no.
I have to say I haven't seen Road Warrior. I haven't seen those pictures in a long time. I never really. I mean, I never really liked them. I thought that they were cheap in their total all aspect. Okay. Now,
like the budget.
Looking back at them in retrospect, and from a technical aspect at the time, and the technical aspect even from now, like when this more recent one came out, I think they're valid movies. Okay. I think they're still Mel Gibson movies. Keep in mind, let's point out that his acting was really not up to par. Like
right, those were
80s.
Both of those were Mel Gibson movies. Are you gonna pick? Are you saying you're picking a Mel Gibson movie?
I'm just saying, like his acting just wasn't there yet. Okay, you're looking at early 90s, mid 80s, early 80s, late 80s, like. You're talking about Maverick time and like and Mad Max time essentially. And he is just so over the top comedian, and like he just had no concept of what, like, how she should act as Max. He's not good in it.
So you're saying that like Mel Gibson, he didn't know what he was doing at this point in his career.
Not really. Like you can tell he's kind of confused. In like the first like movie, like he just literally looks like confused where he is in the scene.
Yeah.
Like, okay, unless like I'm wrong and George was just like act confused.
Okay.
Give me confusion.
That could have been said. Like, give me the essence of confusion.
Okay, so what? So just stare into the camera and act like you didn't read the script. Well, I didn't read the script. Well, just stare at the camera. So, Nikki, what's your 5th pick then?
Okay,
if it's not a Mel Gibson.
My 5th pick is Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, okay. Samuel L. Jackson. Wow. So why do you pick that one?
That is my 5.
Why are you picking that one?
I think it is a really good picture. Like buddy cop, it is super funny, and it is a really well-paced film. Okay. You know, nothing ridiculously over the top, but I didn't want to go ridiculously over the top for
your 5th one. So yeah, you're gonna jump over the top with your 4th pick. So, well,
a little bit.
I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'm gonna pick out the elephant in the room for my fourth pick, and then we've already discussed it a little bit, and that would be James Cameron's Aliens, the follow-up to Ridley Scott's amazing sci-fi horror epic thrilling conclusion. That but I picked that. I mean, come on, if you haven't seen Aliens, you know, come on, just go and watch it like immediately. I saw it when I was a kid, and I like Alien. Like I wasn't like, it was just too slow paced for me because I was a child. So I didn't like, you know, I was just like, let's just get to the action already. It's like, but I didn't understand suspense in the way that you build a movie. And that's not saying that, and you'll see two different ilks here, especially with a lot of these, since they're sequels, is to say, is it better than the first one, you know, or is it just a really good sequel? And I'd say that's apples and oranges, but I'd actually say that I do prefer Aliens over Alien. And that's because it's like, you've already been introduced to the characters, you've already been introduced to the alien. There's only one lone survivor. You got your one of the first final girls out there, Sigourney Weaver, and Lieutenant Ripley was like, who basically like carries the entire franchise, except for Alien versus Predator. I think she's not in that. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so there, and then they just bring in rock and roll. They just like, they're like, okay, we're gonna waste these suckers, and it's like, yeah, but there's a lot of them. And you guys don't know what you're doing. Just you just like, it's like giving a handgun to a child. It's like, you don't know what's gonna happen, but you know it's not gonna be good.
That's one of my favorites as well. It was around in my list, and I love the character. As you said, Sigourney Weaver, one of the first female strong characters that we had in action movies, and it was very
You
well
know that,
built up. I loved it.
That character was written for a male to begin with.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, is what's supposed to be Tom Skerritt?
Wow.
No, like I forget. I read an analysis of the script.
Oh, and Cameron's original script.
Like, yeah, the original script was for a male to take.
Yeah, because I know that he did tailor it around that because Ridley Scott was doing, I think Ridley Scott was doing Blade Runner, so he wasn't able to do the Alien sequel. So then they passed it off to James Cameron, who had just got done doing Terminator, which is, I'm sure we're all going to talk about that in a
But
second
we're
too.
more referring to Ridley Scott's interpretation of, you know,
The
of
original
Ridley to
idea.
begin with.
Mhm.
Okay. And then he had to like continue, which he continued it in the proper way.
Agreed. I agree. Full hard.
And I love that movie. I watched that just last night.
Yeah. Aliens?
Yeah.
No shit.
That's my girlfriend's preferred one out of the two.
Oh yeah, no, out of the fucking 17 Aliens movies that are out there. You got Alien,
the
Alien
first
3,
two are like
Resurrection.
The first two are on like
then
one
is there like a
caliber,
fifth one?
and like all the rest are like on another level.
And then you've
Yeah,
got
the
Alien
first
versus
two-
Predator. Alien versus Predator Requiem.
First two are epic, and then like all the rest of them are kind of like, oh, they're okay, and like, you know, you can watch them, and it's nice to see the story progressing, but it's just like, you know, you're
Nah, they really
always
should
gonna
have stopped
come
after.
back to like the first and the second one to
Wasn't it-
rewatch it and just like
What
be
about-
like,
Wasn't it number 3 is when they probably should have stopped when they had to bring in David Fincher, I believe, like for his first like screenwriting gig, and everyone just like talked so much shit. And they were just like, he's like, dude, I'm like the 50th person to get this in their hands.
no, but hey,
They're literally already shooting this movie.
no, but you know, like just this year, I rewatched every single Aliens movie, and the third one is really not that bad.
No,
It's pretty.
not as bad as
fucking
everybody
good.
said, but I mean the CGI was terrible.
Yeah, but who gives a shit?
I
There
do.
was no CGI at that time.
I do. I want to feel like I'm there. I'm like, come on, give me some gross out effects, man, practical effects. And it's just like,
I really don't get newer generations for just one reason, okay? And it's not that, it's just like, just take into context, technology has changed. Like, don't tell me, this looks funny and that looks funny. Well, it looks funny for a reason. It got old. You look at an old man and he's got wrinkles. You don't tell a fucking old man to like, you know, unold yourself. Like, it's just fucking there. It is what it is. Like, so take it, embrace it, take a look at it. You know, if you don't like it, whatever.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, anyways, Pepe, what's your number 4?
Number 4, I might be batting a little bit out of your realm of expertise. This one's a Thai, well, between Chinese and Thai movie. It's called Ong Bak. Not sure if you heard of it. It's
That's
the
good.
Thai warrior. That was the first one was action packed, and it was the first time that we saw Tony Ha. Tony Ha is a mixed martial artist that it's on these movies. He's the main character. So
I've never heard of
that's
him.
the second movie is very good. It's action packed. He's come back. He's doing a lot of mixed martial artists, not only kung fu or Muay Thai, which he's an expert. He's doing a lot of wrestling, grappling. So for a fan like me, that as a little kid I used to watch a Bruce Lee movie, came out kicking and fighting. This made me feel like it because there's an action packed on the On Back 2. Story wise, you're not going to be expecting something nice. There is not storytelling in there. It's very simple. The hero journey to fight off the bad guys, but on the action, I really loved it.
No, it's good.
I haven't seen it, but I need to, like, I have to go and watch a lot of the movies that I had to go back and watch that Amores Perros.
Amores Perros.
Yeah, I had to watch that, and I was just like, yeah, that was wild. That was definitely wild. I was not expecting that one. Like, so I was like, huh. So yeah, I'll definitely watch that one because I'm not familiar with a whole lot of the Japanese, Chinese market, like as far as like that. But I do know that they love their action films. There's one that was called like Wolf Warrior. It's like the highest grossing film of all time, but it's like Wolf Warrior 2 or something like that. It's like their sequel. And I watched that, like, I can't remember, but it's like one of the highest grossing films of all time. And it's like, how come nobody talks about this? It's like, oh, well, Chinese market's like way different. So it's like, yeah, but I watched like the beginning of that movie and it was just like, that was nuts. So yeah, I definitely gotta watch that. What did you think about it, Nick? Yeah.
Of what?
Of
Wolf Marshall?
No,
I've never seen Wolf Marshall.
Seen Wolf Cop?
Teen Wolf.
Wolf Cop's like one of my personal favorites, but that's not a sequel, so we can't talk about it.
I do like Ong Bak. You know, like that's good. That's a good sequel. I mean, it's like it's straight action. Like that's what it is. It's just a fight movie.
No.
And I think I get your point with the Bruce Lee context. I get your point. But at the same time, to not give people the clarity of the two different levels that those pictures were done on, and the filmmaking craft that went into Bruce Lee films, as unfortunately opposed to the Young Bucks, which are more done as, you know, very quick editing, very different type of filmmaking. You know, Bruce was really detailed in the sense that, like, you know, he wanted to know and needed to know where the camera was going to be based on the shot that was going to occur in order to choreograph not only the whole sequence of movements, but from shot to edit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's very well thought out.
He was a real visionary when it came to choreographing, even like shots and especially action comedy, like which was further progressed by Jackie Chan and stuff. Like, who is in his own right a fucking genius. Okay, in action comedy, there is no better action comedy martial artist in the game.
Is that your segue? You picking a Jackie Chan movie for your fourth one?
No, I'm not. Like, I mean,
looking at my notes.
It would be.
Quit looking at my notes. Like, I left that window open. Oh shoot. You can see my screen.
My fourth. Okay. Is Born Ultimatum.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. I've seen that on a lot of lists.
Is a phenomenal film. It's the best out of the 3 or 4, however many they've done now at this point.
Which one's
Okay.
which one's the Bourne Ultimatum? Is that the one with Jeremy Renner?
No,
No, that's
this
Legacy.
is
Right?
with
Yeah.
that one sucked. Okay, that one sucked. Jeremy, you
Like,
didn't pull it off.
We're not talking about that one. Oh God,
But
we're
I
not talking
mean,
about that.
sincerely, like, Bourne has been the coolest television spy since fucking 007.
Yeah.
Like, he has been the best spot on spy, like, that they've done for
And you
several films.
I love the Bourne identity. I used to talk about this shit all the time and be like, I'd say like, oh, like Jason Bourne. They're like, oh, who's that? I'm like, oh, no, Bourne Identity. You gotta watch it. And everyone's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. And then like, I guess it was like somewhere around like later on, I was like, I don't know, I'm just not really like all that into it. And then I guess with 007, James Bond, they took a lot of things with Daniel Craig and shifting the total tone of it because of the Bourne series.
No, I don't know, man, but the Bourne take on the spy is very cool. Is very cool, and
So what happens that's different in the third
Matt
one?
Damon plays it really well. Like, he plays that role super.
Because like
Like,
I'm
in
trying,
my
I'm just
eyes,
like I'm
like,
trying to
it
remember all
was
the Bourne
well
series. Like, what's the
performed.
difference between like what makes Ultimatum stand out? Like, who's the bad guy?
I mean, it's not so much that for me, it was one of the very first times that I saw a high level production take an action movie and put an actual good actor and was like, get pumped up and do the training to fucking be able to do the physicality for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's a lot more common with, you see that with like Southpaw, with Jake Gyllenhaal, and some other stuff like that. These are, trained thespians. These are trained actors. Like, these people know their craft. It's
Hey,
hard to
Nick.
know that craft and the other physicality part. And it's interesting to see a really well-trained actor, perform in that way. And you can
You're
see
not
the difference
you're not
between
giving
that
props.
and like the cheap B movies.
You're not giving props to my friend Val Kilmer on The Saint. Wasn't he a trained actor doing it?
It was really bad, but I mean,
Isn't that right? That was 007 too. That was Roger
okay.
Moore.
Now, that being said, Val deserves his own credit. Like, if you mention Val Kilmer and you don't mention Doc Holliday, you're just disgracing him. You're like not giving him the craft that he needs.
Doc Holliday.
And just off of Holiday, it is hands down one of the best Western characters ever fucking performed.
Huh.
Okay. So he has that.
And he
Move
was
on.
in Kiss Kiss
The
Bang
Saint
Bang as
sucked.
well.
The
Yeah,
Saint sucked.
exactly. We were just like going around in circles on this, right? Just like figuring everything out. Well, it's all about Val Kilmer, or at least at first. Well, no, at first it was all about Mel Gibson, but now it's about Kilmer. Were they in a
Val
movie?
Kilmer's-
They were never in a movie together, were they? Mel Gibson and Kilmer, were they? Whatever.
No,
Who
I
cares?
think
Anyway.
Anyways, all right. So I guess it's yeah. So it's your turn, Nikki. Did you pick? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Born.
Bourne.
Yeah, yeah, Born Ultimate.
yeah, Bourne.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm actually gonna take this another route. And this is kind of difficult for me, but I'm going to say, because this is a movie that I pop on every once, like I'll just pop it on out of nowhere. And again, it's going back to China. One of the only Chinese movies I know, by the way. And it's also stars Jackie Chan. And it's called Legend of Drunken Master. And I thought that beat the shit out of the first one, and in so many ways too, because what makes it a great sequel, and this is also like the criteria that I kind of base my list on, is because not just is it a good sequel, but is it a good movie? Is it better than the first one, or does that even matter? So I would say like that, like Legend of Drunken Master. All again, like going back to what you're saying about where you set up the camera, how you set up the script, the lines of dialogue, humor, maybe there's a love interest, but it's all action. And the kung fu, I mean, But what else can you say about Jackie Chan? Yeah, you just gotta like, I mean, you can describe it to people that,
He's
man,
great.
but him acting like actually creating a martial arts out of just being sloppy drunk.
Yeah,
And
I
so
mean, that definitely didn't come out of nowhere. Okay, but he is a comedic genius. So that's a worthy sequel.
yeah,
I
I
don't
think so.
think it's like, what are we on spot 3? Like, I don't think
No,
Number
it's,
3.
3? That's 3? Okay.
I don't think
Yes.
it's 3. I think that's more like 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
hey, you
I,
know,
there's no right or wrong opinions. There's the right way, the wrong way, and the Evan way.
okay,
They're like, isn't that the same way as the wrong way? I'm like, yeah, but faster.
yeah.
Well, you're setting me up for failure because I'll see your Jackie Chan and I'll raise you another
I know.
Jackie Chan because that was my number 3. But I'll go back in time a little bit further back because this is Police's story, or Super Cop as they call it in the West.
Super cop.
So Super Cop, it's I think it was 85 when the first one came out, and then 88. That's when actually the Police's Story 2 came up.
Mm.
And I'm
Yeah.
picking this one on third, not because of what we have seen of Jackie Chan making his Jackie Chan movies. I mean,
You're not picking
No.
that as your third one just to one up me, right?
it's
That
no,
was a
it is my
really
third one, yes.
cool.
It's perfectly fine because you already won, but whatever.
But
No, but wasn't Super Cop? It was the third of the
Yeah, because you had Police
Tokyo
Story 2, right? So Super Cop was the third one. Yeah. Which one
Yeah, and for
is that?
some reason it was
was the-
like released as Super Cop, like in this, and when it was released in the States, it was like Super Cop.
Which one's
You
the
Correct.
know,
one
they
where
thought that name was gonna be cool than like Tokyo Story, you know.
yeah, I think there are 5 out of those movies, and the one that was on the West that we all saw is Super Cop. That's why it just kept with me. But started all of these series of movies that you know of Jackie Chan. I mean, for me, it's not one of the best ever, but he just created his own
No,
genre.
but it was a big line of movies in Asia. Like
Yeah.
they never really hit like here. Like we didn't get all the sequels like back in the day in the theaters. We got like the first 3 and that was like it.
Yeah, no, that's the Police Story, the first one. I was just looking that up. It's that's the one where he talks about like is it
No, but the
1985.
first one's cool. The first one is cool.
That's where he
like,
says that was his
but-
craziest stunt was
but
jumping onto the
fucking,
mall elevator.
Super Cop is nuts.
Yeah, no, I have
Like,
it on VHS.
That is Jackie Chan doing like the most stunts like he does like in one movie. Like if between that and Rumble in the Bronx,
Which is that the one
it's
that,
like it's
okay, yeah.
debatable.
All right, yeah. I'm just
I would
trying to
have to
remember.
watch them
There was
both
one
and
with
be
like the
like-
helicopter where he has to like jump on this helicopter or something like that.
That is in both of them actually.
Alright.
Depends on. There's like a helicopter if I don't remember right in Super Cop, and there's a helicopter / like hoverboat thing, that happens in Rumble in the Bronx. So like towards the end.
Yeah. No, I dig it.
Anyway, but Super Cop was really cool. Like
Alright.
I remember that picture.
What's your third, Nikki?
My third is Dark Knight by Christopher Nolan.
Down and slipped to 3. I thought that was gonna be somebody's number 1. I mean, it
Yeah,
wasn't mine, but that's why I didn't pick it.
I think that's like it's the only Christopher Nolan movie that I think is like worthy of anything.
Oh wow!
Oh
that's-
shit!
Like,
Whoa!
good.
Shots
That is
fired
good.
at you, Christopher Nolan. Do you wanna?
like,
By the way, Christopher Nolan, if you ever want to come onto the show and have a rebuttal against Nick, like you're more than welcome to spend some time with us.
If you're watching.
let me
Want to
like
address this Nicky situation?
clarify. No, I just simply don't. I don't like his work personally. So, I mean,
That's fine.
I've tried many times. It's not like I haven't tried. I've watched like fucking, who knows how many times I've tried to watch Inception because people told me.
Well, a lot
Like,
of people
you should
love.
watch it.
So aside from the fact that,
He's
aside
just
from the fact
doing
that's
Tony
what's his
Cannon
name?
tricks and fucking like repeating the plot so that you get confused.
Well, I mean, I think that a lot of people have this affinity for The Dark Knight, because that
But-
was the Heath Ledger's like final movie.
No,
But like, I mean,
I think that adds some nostalgia to it. Okay. But at least me, that's not like a factor that I'm taking into account.
okay.
You know, that may, I mean, I won't lie, there is that. Okay. You know, oh, this is the role that took him over the edge and yada yada yada. But really he was working on that whole one of what's it called? Something in Parnassus by Terry Gilliam.
Oh, the Doctor something.
The Imaginarium thing.
Yeah, with Johnny Depp had to come in because he passed away.
Hey, you might.
Yeah, because sorry. Yeah, no, Johnny Depp had to come in, or something like that. Somebody had to come in because they
No,
only
I
had
mean,
like
it's a different
a quarter of
character.
the movie.
It's like a different character, I think. Like I saw it, you know, I'm not huge on Terry, okay, in general. I think
Gilliam?
he's done some kind of cool
Hold
stuff,
on.
but-
You call him Terry Gilliam?
Yeah,
Oh, you guys are on a first name basis? No shit.
like
Awesome.
I'm not a fan of his work.
No, when I talk to Terry, I'm just like, you know what?
You know, I'm not a huge fan of his work. It's kind of cool, but I don't really like it, you know.
Nah, yeah. But
That being said, I have a little more of a statement in negative towards, you know, Nolan's work.
oh, okay, so you're still going on about Nolan. Okay.
But that being said, Dark Knight is really good picture. Like in a general sense, you can look at it from a comic book sense, you can look at it from a film sense, like just disregarding everything about comic and just looking at it as a picture. Okay. Which is the way that I'm going to look at it. And that's why I think a majority of comic book films are really fucking cheap and bad stories.
Oh shit. All right.
They're like relying on boom, boom, bang, bang, move on to the next scene. You know, it's like, come on, dude.
And to change my list.
The plot lines like suck. So anyway, regardless, if you just look at it from that sense, like it's a really good picture, has a really good story, amazing enemy, good like protagonist, like the antagonist between them is really good. Excellent side characters to make sure that the plot line like continues in a cohesive manner.
Mhm.
Okay. And he's
Which is not something that Christopher Nolan usually does.
yeah. Okay, like not at all.
I mean, the
And
science
so-
is on point. It looks really cool, but you're like, this timeline isn't matching up here. That's like, that's why I think that's why he probably, and not to go on and lambast the great Christopher Nolan. But like the thing about it is that, you know, like that's probably why he made the movie Interstellar or Inception, you know, because he's like, oh shit, this timeline doesn't add up. Who cares? Let's just put it in another. Oh, so that's going through a wormhole. Oh no, they're going deeper into the mind.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like,
oh, we don't
I
need
mean-
it. There's no cohesive story. We're good. We'll just make a bunch of cool shit.
I mean, I will give it to you. There is like, I still haven't. I threw in Tenet, and that audio shit was pissing the hell out of me. Okay, and I fucking deleted that shit from my computer. But
with
I'll tell you-
extreme
I'll tell
prejudice,
you
you're like
this,
punching a
okay?
delete button.
I was like, fucking A, man. This is just like stupid. Okay.
And
I
Christopher
get
Nolan at home was doing
trying
like,
to
yes.
be
Again, Chris, if you're listening,
experimental. But in this day
because
of
me and him are on first name
technology,
basis.
okay,
Yeah.
in this day of technology, the way you know that modern sense is, okay, you're a filmmaker, but you know that now with all these devices in our life, things go faulty. Files, when you download them, there can be errors in them. When shit streams, you can have audio issues.
That's why I told.
Okay?
That's why I'm
So
telling
like
everybody.
a
Like,
lot of
get
people are
Blu-rays.
going to think that their fucking devices are faulty. Henceforth, when you watch this movie, or they're gonna think the audio track is fucked up.
That's it. They're like, dude, it was like that in the theater, bro.
This is some sort of
Feel it. So,
communication
like,
by
it's like
the
when you're watching,
artist of trying to be unique.
you're watching the movie, and like you've got like the sound turned like all the way down, and you're like, why'd they record it at such a low volume? Oh wait, my speakers aren't up.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Let's turn the
that's
speaker
what
up a little
you're thinking. Like you're not thinking that, oh, he's trying to do some artistic thing of the sound. Like,
Yeah, no, it's like this is like it's like very low, like way back in like the late 90s or 2000s when you had those like hardcore albums where it'd just be like really, really low, and then you're like, oh well, I need to turn my speakers up, and as soon as you do, it's like like then like you're like, gotcha.
like no, it just doesn't.
But it's like just recorded.
Like,
It's just recorded
I
terribly.
get his point. I get
Or
his
edited down.
point, and I've heard his
Bad sound editing.
his point. But I think that you need to choose your battles of what's appropriate based on who your audience is. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he knows what his audience is.
What are the logistics of life, and how is that interacting with the actual
What was that one that he did?
And it's probably even more jarring, like going to a theater and seeing that play. So knowing that the equipment is supposed to be like correct, and still it's sounding so weird.
That was a movie I was thinking it was Memento, where like he just tells the story backwards,
I
but still
fucking hate that
mad
shit.
incoherent too. At the same point.
I hate that movie. Like, what are you talking about? You're giving me a narrator that can't remember the story?
There you are.
Are you fucking
buy it for $3 million.
Like this script will never end. Like, how is it possible?
So,
like,
Chris,
an ending
Chris
or
Christopher, right? Okay, well, so Christopher, right? Hello. We're gonna give you $3 million shoestring budget to make this now, and this is a passion project of yours, right? A guy who tells the story backwards, and he's trying to figure out a mystery, but he can't remember anything after 10 minutes.
Evan, if you're trying to get Christopher on your show, you're not helping.
Yeah.
Well, at least we talk to his agent. We'll figure it out. All right. So, anyways, I guess it's my turn, right? For my number two. My number two.
Yep, you're number two.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I should make it number one or number two. You know what? I already know that somebody's gonna say it, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with my favorite. Okay.
What?
This one's gonna win. Okay. Princess Diaries. Princess Diaries 2.
That's an old joke.
Royal
Come
Engagement.
on.
It's got everything, man. You got Anne Hathaway, like whoever Haley. No, it's not Haley Mills. Is that Haley Mills? No, it's oh shoot, I can't remember her name. But yeah, no, Anne Hathaway just straight up killing it. Better job. I think of again when we're talking about direction and the action shots when she's getting into that car. Oh man, trying to pick her dress up. No, I'm gonna go ahead and beat you guys on this one. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Good. Since we've already talked about James Cameron, I was like, you know what? Like, let's go ahead and let's just call it out right now, because I'm like, this is gonna be either someone's number one, in which case I don't know if that wins or if it doesn't, but I'm gonna bring it up first because I feel like it's better. I think it's better than the original, but it still carries over.
The best one for the end.
Oh, I know. You guys aren't taking my Princess Diaries 2 very seriously, so
No, not at all.
But yeah, no,
Okay.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day, I mean, it's better effects
We're
than the
not
original.
taking
It
that.
was revolutionary in effects building at the time. It was a better story. You were already introduced to the characters. It carried it on in a
Like
very fashionable manner.
tech-
But
technological.
also,
Wait,
if you're taking the fact that
whoa.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
1 second. Technological advances during a film, it should never be
yeah,
equated to one
special
person,
effects, special
okay,
effects. It's
or one
the
movie.
special effects in that
It
movie
just
are
happens to be that fucking time moves on and technology gets better.
all right.
You're using
Alien
different
3,
effects.
the effects in Terminator 2 was okay. Terminator 2, all right, was before Alien 3, and Terminator 2 revolutionized effects. Alien 3 just sucked. So I mean, I'll suspend my disbelief every single time, but you know what? The special effects in T2 revolutionized the industry. And James Cameron, again, boom. Like how could you not pick Terminator 2 Judgment Day? Also, the fact that it's like
Okay,
it's
fine.
a very coherent
That
script,
being said,
very well acted, and the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger now they're like, oh, the Terminator's back. Oh, it's just gonna be another like shit show, you know, whatever. He's just gonna beat people up and try to kill her again. Instead, they switched it around where he was like her bodyguard. And then they were like, oh, well, this is interesting.
No, it's a great movie. It is.
Plot twist.
Yeah. Well, the plot twist at the very beginning. It's like now there's this liquid metal guy, you know, who actually ends up taking over from Mulder and X-Files. Robert Patrick. Anyways, all right. So over to you, Pepe.
You did not change my order. Actually, Nick did.
Oh.
He did because he picked the Dark Knight. So, but I had that's why I chose different ones. And give me Baba Yaga any time of the day.
Baba
Even though
Yaga?
Baba Yaga name was used wrong, it was a babushka. So John Wick for me, it's number 2. Any of the John Wick movies. I mean, one of my favorite actors is in there. Keanu Reeves is just doing a real trouble man with problems, lost his wife, lost his dog, and then on the second one, he just comes back with a vengeance. He just wanted peace and calm.
I
Can't
haven't
have it.
gotten myself to watch these. Okay?
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
I
man.
cannot like what the fuck? Like a dog for real? Like that's
Yes.
the context.
That's the first
of
one.
the
That's the first
story?
one. No,
That's the first one. You
But-
gotta
but
see
yeah,
it.
You guys see
Yeah.
this because the second time he's like,
You
all right, I'm not
psycho,
done.
like
I'm
what
like,
the fuck are you
killing
doing?
the-
Killing all
killing
these
the
people
dog.
because of a dog.
Look, killing the
It's
dog.
more of a meaning. Yeah.
Right. Killing the dog in the first one is just the start. That's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just seeing how
And
many
that's-
dogs have killed in ginger snaps.
I can't really make a statement. And like essentially, okay. So my 2 was gonna be think that you're wrong. You put it too early in your list.
Well,
is
hold on,
the
hold
Alien.
on. But remember, like, okay, just to finish up on John Wick, because I actually was going to pick that. I was actually going to pick the Raid 2, so I can actually make the same argument for that. Is that with the camera shots and the way that it's all choreographed, that's what you really need for an awesome action movie. Not just gunplay, but also, you know, like hand-to-hand fisticuffs, you know, like melee, you know, as they call it. And where it's like, okay, well, I don't have any more bullets, so what do I use? Knife? Don't have a knife. All right, just use this guy's arm. You know. And then I'll get his gun. Boom. Like John Wick is badass. So yeah.
And most of the fights were one take. So you had to take the complete shot for all of those melee. So it's amazing also to see the behind the scenes on how they were recreating those fights. It's just good training and action
That's
packed.
getting
Yeah, if you go back and look at like the way that Keanu trained for the John Wick movies. Yeah, when you go back and just look up, you don't have to watch the entire movie, but like look up like Keanu Reeves training to do the John Wick thing. He's like going through those courses and like doing everything like step by step by step, like almost like it's like a ballet.
I've heard, but again, I feel
they have to do it in professional wrestling, so why not do it for a movie?
Look, for example, I still think Matrix is cool. I'll still rewatch it and shit.
Oh, you're picking
I still think
Revolutions.
it's cool.
So Revolutions is your number one.
No, fuck no.
Was that with the rave orgy with the underground rave
Goku
orgy?
flying Neo.
No way. The sequels to
Speaking
that
of great
movie
sequels,
always suck.
that one Matrix with the rave orgy.
So my second, I believe that you brought in Aliens early on the list, and I put it in my second. Okay.
Hmm.
And I hadn't really thought of, and I had previously thought that I was gonna put in my first one in as Terminator 2, because I do think that that's like the best action
So,
sequel.
oh, you're saying I stole yours, so you're
Yeah.
going to steal mine as okay. Okay.
But I got a change idea for that. But I'm gonna start out with
Okay.
my second being Aliens and or Terminator 2.
Which we've already discussed. So I guess it's back to me. All right, so my numero uno. And I'm not gonna do this Princess Diaries 2 joke again. I do that too much. This was actually something that you said earlier too, because when you were mentioning a Dark Knight, you said something about, superhero movies, and then I was like, immediately I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll just move this one to number one and then move this one over to, but this is a superhero movie and it's part of the Marvel universe, and it is a sequel to a very big one, but you could say that they're all sequels or they're all connected. I don't know. Like, is Thor 2 actually Thor 2, or is it Avengers part prequel or whatever? I don't know the timeline because I don't care. But you have Captain America, Winter Soldier is my numero uno pick because that was the best sequel, because it's not just action filled, it's not just like best CGI, it's not just carrying on like a story that goes, a timeline that goes like so far where like
Yeah, it just
you're
has
just numb to
the
it.
shittiest story out of all of the fucking
No,
movies.
it doesn't. It's got all the intrigue of mystery, the
awful.
Born Identity of what's it's like taking the Born Identity and like making it like amazing, like the intrigue and like from the inside, the subterfuge that's happening and why they're trying to kill him, and then the fact that he doesn't have like the godlike powers to just smash
No.
these people. He's just trying to figure out what's going on and why they're pitting everybody against each other, which is followed up in the next one. I was gonna pick Empire Strikes Back, but I thought that would just be like, of course you're gonna pick Star Wars. But you know what? No, I'm picking a Marvel movie. And it's
Easy.
Captain America, Winter Soldier. Fantastic film, great sequel, 10 times better than that the first Avenger, the original Captain America, the first Captain America, not the original one. The original one was really cool. Yeah. I'd like to do a podcast on that.
No. This one falls.
I think it was like canon.
Flat. This one falls flat.
Falls flat.
Yeah, because that sequel sucks, man. Like, I don't even like those type of movies to begin with, so I'm not much. But I know what I don't like, and I've watched them. Okay, I've watched my fair share of them.
Okay, you just don't like any. You just don't like any Marvel movies. Period. Though.
Is the worst picture out of all of them.
Wow, even worse than Iron Man 2, huh?
Okay. No, maybe that one's better than Iron Man 2. You might be right on that one.
Yeah, that's a deeply hated Dark World. I think that was like reviled across the board. The Marvel MCU, they're like, can we just take the Dark World out of the whole entire MCU? Can we just take that out of canon? They're like, nah, we got that. Anyways, all right, Pepe, you're go.
Numero uno, easy for me. It might not be of a liking, and it might be of a problem there because it was supposed to be one big ass movie, but it was divided into two. My number one is Kill Bill Volume 2.
Oh, okay.
For me, that's one of my favorite movies. Volume 2 was not supposed to exist. It was supposed to be one big ass movie, but it was divided in two because it was more than 4 hours, 6 hours in between them. The good part of this is because we have seen Kill Bill 1. Now it's on a vengeance, and she's trying to kill Bill in this case and finds him in Mexico. Mm-hmm. So fitting.
It's a good follow-up.
That's the one. That's the one where she just does the eye poke.
I had
and then like takes out her other because she got her one eye and she takes out her other eye.
It's good.
And then she's still around.
It's
You
just coming
know,
out with a vengeance.
say
There's
that
a plot
the-
twist on the daughter being alive. So still it's a good movie for me.
Oh, what's his
the
name's
original
daughter?
picture is better, but it's
BB.
still a good
BB.
sequel.
Yeah, he's probably that's probably already something that Quentin Tarantino, or if he's not currently writing it, he's probably got that shit like 300 pages of that next one, because that was essentially what it was. Kill Bill was just so long that they had to split it up into 2 volumes, and that does, to me too, like Kill Bill, like the whole
They
Kill
actually
Bill
came
series
out
was
with
kind
a
of
cut
weird.
where it's all the whole picture.
Yeah, no, like you can do that. Yeah, definitely. But there's you just put it in one file and put it on a DVD or
No,
just
no,
watch
no,
it like
no,
that.
no. He released a cut. You idiot.
You're a moron, Evan.
You fucking idiot.
No, I was
What
gonna,
about the credits?
It
Did
doesn't
you,
work that
did you
way.
edit it and crop the credits, like the end credits of one and the beginning of the?
you got to, right? No.
You're just
No.
Go.
something, Evan.
It's like,
Like,
but no,
the
no.
thing
The
you
thing about
talked about
the thing that I liked about the Kill
edit,
Bill too,
like,
though, the Kill Bill parts,
crazy
like
to do
they were
editing
already
and
like
post.
the way that they were set up though is even like I think in the first one it felt like it was like 3 movies or something like that, because you had the beginning of her like coming back, and then you have her backstory or whatever, and
Yeah.
that goes into like this anime shit where you're gonna be seeing what Oranishi is like, and then you get the House of the whatever. So like, and then Kill Bill 2 is a lot like that. It's where like it's like a couple of movies in one. So yeah, that's where I'm going with this. I mean, you could totally make a file show. Do whatever you want in your spare time.
Shut up. Anyway, he came out with a cut that is like the full picture.
Yep.
You know, so if you want to watch the full picture, you should watch his full picture.
Yeah,
If you want to watch the other 2, which are their own entities, he had to like make changes,
right.
alterations to like the idea because it wasn't gonna just extend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyways, all right. So
So
Nikki,
they were, like,
what's your pick?
3 different films.
your pick?
My final pick for action sequel
Oh
is
god.
gonna be a nice familiar picture. Indiana Jones: Last Crusade.
Damn. Yeah, that's
Good
I
choice.
was thinking about that one.
That's
That's I actually when I was googling through them, that was one of the ones that I saw on everybody's list.
so I'm like,
Is it the greatest sequel of all time though?
It's a great sequel.
I mean, they screwed the pooch on Temple of Doom, I think, but you know that one's still fun? Question mark. But
No, that's still a great picture. It's
yeah,
just, is
it's
the
definitely tonally
Last
different
Crusade
though.
better than it or not? Last Crusade is better.
They all,
that's
I think
it.
they like in Last Crusade, they were trying to recreate the tone from Raiders. And when they did Temple of Doom, like it was a little like people were like, oh, this is a little dark, you know? It's like, so, you know,
That's what I'm saying. I think
if they went back to the formula that worked before.
it's a little different. And you, of course, like you got Sean Connery in it and shit, like on top of.
Oh yeah, it's like who's gonna play Indiana Jones's dad? I don't know. Who looks
Someone
like Harrison?
cool.
Who looks like Harrison Ford? I don't know, really. Dude,
Like-
hey, let's get Sean Connery. It's like, yeah, fuck it.
Fuck, yeah. Sean is dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of dead people out there. There's I heard about he's a
Am I
wrestler.
wrong? Am I wrong? I thought
No.
that.
No,
Yeah,
he
no,
he
it's-
passed away.
he passed,
yeah.
yeah.
right?
Yeah, he actually quit. He quit acting something like 15 something years ago after League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Like
I
that was
mean-
his last feature. That is his claim to fame. He just stopped making films after that blockbuster, that award-winning
I love
movie.
that.
He was like, you know what? I can't ever top this with all the movies I've made, but League of
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
That's
You
bullshit.
This is my
have
swan song.
respect for the dead.
No, he had a really.
My swan song,
phenomenal
guys.
career.
This is it. Done.
He had a phenomenal career. Like,
Yeah, and he reached perfection.
so.
But yeah, no, I think he should have stopped with Last Crusade. I mean, what? I don't even remember anything that he made after that.
What? He should have stopped like who knows when, but.
But
regardless.
he should have stopped after that. He shouldn't have stopped after that or First Night where he played King Arthur with Richard Gere. Dude, we were having dude, I was having like this long ass conversation with somebody, not to get too far off topic, but I was having this long ass conversation about the hamster that allegedly was lodged up Richard Gere's back in like the 90s, and that's why his career. I don't know. I had a very long conversation about that. These are the things that I entertain. Anyways,
Wow.
I
go
don't
back and
agree
look that
with-
up. You look that up. Like there's like a medical report about how they like he had to go to the ER. Anyways, moving on.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess that's our thing. Well, so do you guys remember your picks? You guys want to go over them again? I know I had Lethal Weapon 2. Or no, wait, yeah. So I had Lethal Weapon 2. I cannot remember what my fourth one was. What was my fourth one?
You need help?
Yeah. What was that?
Go back in the recording and listen.
Well, I can't do it right
Yeah.
now. I can't do it right now. I didn't write it
That's
down.
why you
No.
said it in
Thanks.
and explained it. Like that's why we went down the list. No need to go over the list again.
Oh, okay, well, whatever. I know that
It's
Legend of
in
Drunken
the
Master,
story.
and then T2, and then Winter Soldier was mine. I can't remember the fourth one. I'm sure some nerd will tell me in the comment section. Either, but also, if you guys
At
want,
the end
fill
of
out.
the day, you know that the
Fill out-
best action sequel is Last
Anyways,
Crusade.
well, no, well, Pepe, what was your 5
That's
again?
it.
What was
My
your 5?
5 was Mad Max.
Yep.
Mad Max was my 5, and then Ong Bak, and then Super Cop, and then I had what was my number 2? Oh, John Wick, and obviously Kill Bill.
Right.
Kill Bill is a good sequel. It is a good sequel.
Now, I'm surprised nobody mentioned The Godfather 2. I had it on my
Was that
honorable
really
mentions,
action though?
but
Is that like,
debating that
yeah,
because it's like I definitely think it would classify. I was actually thinking of it. I was
it's
Do you
like,
think-
it's more
it could?
crime, police, but I don't know if it's considered
I mean, that's arguable.
action.
It's
That's
arguable.
why
that
I had
think
it
it's
there,
an
but
action
never-
Well, you see,
drama,
that's
so
why
it's-
that's why we have, you know, experts like us going over it so that we can actually find the subgenre that it actually belongs in.
like action drama for sure.
Yeah, no, it definitely has it in there. And I was like kind of iffy about Aliens, you know what I mean?
I mean,
But-
the whole shootout with the car and stuff. Like that's definitely action packed.
Wait, was mine Aliens or did you pick Aliens? Wait, what were your 5?
My 5 was A Vengeance, then Ultimatum, Dark Knight.
Yeah, I picked Aliens then. Okay,
Then
that
I
was my
was
4th one, I
like-
think. Yeah, that's my 4th one. What was your second one?
Dark Knight. Then I was like Aliens or Terminator.
Yeah, so you were able to pick, you know, between the two of those. Right. And then-
another surprise that I thought probably you guys would gonna pick is Mission Impossible. Nobody picked any of the
Yeah,
Mission Impossible
Well, that
movies.
was one of the things too, is that
Yeah,
like
but
I'm not really a
I
big
think-
fan of the series, but I heard
Me
that
neither.
Fallout is on there. But is it a great
don't
action
mind
film? Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
I don't mind the series, but I think the first one is the best. You know, De Palma, I like it. De Palma and his action. And made a lot of breakthroughs. You know, as far as like spy movies and stuff. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like on board to be like in Mission Impossible itself is like a whole thing. It's just like a great action series. I mean, that's what it started off as, a TV show. So yeah, the reason that we didn't get to that one, that's kind of bad. But yeah, like everyone has their own opinions, and you guys can tell everyone how bad Nikki's are in the comments
But-
section below.
No, mine are far superior than yours.
Or how you cheaped out on number 2. Yeah, but whatever you guys feel is the best action sequel or
And
anything
I
that we
feel
missed, you know,
like
like bring up.
This
So,
is the first episode where you haven't cheaped out too bad.
oh,
Okay.
me? Oh,
Yeah.
oof. No,
Like,
this I definitely
I think
I
it's
definitely
just-
cheaped out a lot this episode.
I was
Because
very
he
nervous
knows
coming
what
in
he
because
has
Nick
to
was
come up
on.
against.
So
Oh, really? Oh, oh yeah, dude. Oh, by the way, Nick, your intimidating presence is destroying deals.
Yeah.
the breadth of knowledge and the amount of movies that he has watched,
Well,
it's
that's why.
unbearable.
That's why. No, that's why I talked to him. Like, I mean, my wealth of movie knowledge is more of like movies that like trash tape that you'd find in like the
Well,
back
and
bin some blockbuster.
the
Yeah,
last
like
honorary call that I want to mention there that
behind
I
the
didn't
porno
know,
section.
the one that I was
He's like
gonna
a front
mention,
row guy. I'm like up in the nosebleed seats.
the one that I was gonna mention, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. But that's
Oh
not an
yeah.
action. It's
No,
a Western. It's part of a trilogy, but
it
I
is
was
part of a
not sure if
trilogy.
I would bring it over.
Well, that was actually one that I was thinking too, was Desperado. But then I was also like, oh,
Is
Desperado.
it
It's like,
Western?
is it even the same character? You know what I mean? It's a different actor, but they say it's
I
like a
thought of that
continuation.
one
I don't know.
too. That's a good sequel, but I was like, it's basically just a retelling of the same story, but in like a more modern aspect.
Yeah. Well, you guys want to hear
Yeah.
some? You guys want to hear what we
More
got
money.
for? Because Pepe and I are reason that we met is because of Pat McAfee. So shout out to that and all the Pat McAfee Mafia members. That they're gonna see this definitely. And well, let's go ahead and see what they thought in the chat section here. Because I asked them since they wouldn't be able to get on what their picks would be, and here we go. Where are we at? Okay, cool. Starts out with DJ Hads, top 5 best picture Oscar winners. No, okay.
Shout out DJ Hads.
DJ Hads, shout out to, and shout out to
DJ
Phil
Hads.
from MD, aka PG-13.
PG-13.
Yeah,
Hey, Phil.
he's got his numero quattro was Indiana Jones Last Crusade.
Oh,
His 4th was T2. His 3rd was Mission Impossible Fallout.
There we go.
2nd, Mad Max Fury Road. So very close to yours. And number uno, Dark Knight. We got Guff. His honorable mention was Die Hard with a Vengeance. His 5th was Rambo First Blood Part 2. Oh, that's interesting.
Not sure.
Fourth is Return of the King, which that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I thought about it, but I don't know if it was sci-fi or fantasy.
No. Yeah,
Not
that's
sure.
is it action? I mean, there's a lot of action in it, so yeah, it's debatable on that one. Yeah, that's no, but Return of the King is definitely the best out of all of them. 3, Aliens. What's up? I see you. T2 for number 2, and numero uno is The Dark Knight for Guff as well.
Good
All right.
choices.
And then we got Praise Stizzle. Pre-Stizzle or Praise Stizzle? Anyway.
Press Stizzle?
Press Stizzle? Oh,
Shout
like
out.
shout out Preston. Honorable mention is Die Hard with a Vengeance. So you get a nod right there. 5th, Born Ultimatum. So you get another nod right there. That's 5. Forgot about that. I guess that is.
It's Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, that's hella action in that shit. Ah, man. And Fast 5 is the best.
I don't like that whole series. It's
Me
just
neither.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just like how many fucking ones you want to come out with. There's like 9 or some shit.
Yeah, they're on Fast 9.
And,
did they?
There's another one coming up, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no. So
God.
no. Yeah, Fast 9. It's Fast 9. But okay, so just before we go on from that, like there was this.
10.
Check this out. Check this out. So like the
No,
Fast.
I got it. It's called F10.
Jeez.
And with the computer.
Yeah, then just unplug it, plug it back in. No, it was this failed Hollywood scripts, and one of them was called Fast 9, where they have to go back in time and kill Hitler. All right.
Oh.
Next, they're gonna put those fucking assholes in space trying to drive cars in space. All right, so here we go. Numero trace for Press Dizzle is Aliens. What's up? And T2, yeah, Dark Knight.
No, like I mean, those are mine. I still stick with the statement that mine is always the best pick. Okay. Like,
well, Die Hard with a Vengeance got 2 honorable mentions, and
I
so.
will. I will continue to say that there's some like recurring themes here with the T2 and the aliens and the Dark Knight there,
Right.
which
No, yeah, no,
I'd
that's
say
Dark
is
Knight was
up
at
for
Dark Knight was
debate.
at a lot of people's things too, and so was T2, so was Aliens. So
It's up for debate, but
but
To
Mission
each their own.
Fallout was on there, but also Die Hard with a Vengeance crept in there. So, you know.
so we'll see.
So
You
that
know.
was a very good sequel. That you know, to put those
But
things. But yeah,
that
no,
being
if you guys ever
said,
want to, yeah, if you guys ever want to
that's
tell us about how
it.
wrong all of us are, or anything that we forgot, or anything that you think that you know, even something that if you want to see like a top 10 of any of these movies that we just discussed, or if you have your own ideas that we could possibly do, definitely shoot it down there in the comment section below. Make sure you know, hit that like, helps the algorithm out a lot. And come visit us at villainouscinema.com, where you can see this again anytime, but also subscribe to the YouTube channel, in which case you'll get all the notifications, and we could just let you guys want. Also, yep, patreon.com/villainouscinema, so we can keep the lights on here. So, you know, we really appreciate you guys listening to us, and you know, our panel of experts again, Pepe from Mexico, and Nicholas Valdez. Two people that are way smarter than me, but you know,
Allegedly.
the things, yeah. But you know, you guys know where my prowess lies. When there's gonna be a day where we talk about all the shit that Cronenberg put out, and I'm gonna be like, oh, it's time to school you. What's up? Oh, you think you can?
That's for another episode, but
Well, we can slate it, but yeah, no. So we'll keep it a little bit more. I think that we'll come up with what our next top 5 is. We're not sure which has. I think we have like a couple of ideas that we're gonna toss around. So we'll definitely be putting that up. Like us on Facebook, and you know, hit me up on the Twitter at Evan Landon, and you know, that's pretty much it. But Pepe, you got anything to share?
No, just follow me on Twitter. There's a lot of things that I'm involved with. On Tuesdays, we do an MMA pod. You can follow on at DSP4WN. Thanks for the shout out.
Oh yeah, yeah, no. Yeah, definitely gives us the time for the show. Nick, you got anything?
thanks so much for joining us this Sunday morning from Costa Rica. And
Afternoon in Florida.
keep on following us as usual every weekend, so we can rant on movies.
Awesome. Well, that's the show, everybody. I'm going to be uploading this in just a minute and be premiering. So if you want to stick around for that, you can. But yeah, thanks everyone again so much. Thank you, villains. You guys are the shit. I love you so much. And see you soon.
Thank you.
Adios.